Most people think selling high ticket offers online is just about getting lucky or being pushy or building some massive audience first. But that's wrong. Selling high ticket offers is a skill, and it's a skill that you can learn, master and scale. The real players know it's not about chasing, it's about controlling the conversation, dismantling limiting buying beliefs, and leading people to decisions that they already want to make. When you learn how to guide the sale the right way, you don't have to beg, you don't have to hard close, you don't even need a big following, you just need the right framework. And today, I'm giving you the real 2025 blueprint for closing high ticket deals, even if you hate traditional selling. These are the exact principles that I teach inside my one-to-one high ticket closing program. And today you're getting a powerful look inside. So smash that like button and subscribe to the channel and stick with me until the end, because I'm also going to be dropping a free bonus that can help change your whole game. Let's get one thing clear. You can't convince someone to buy a high ticket offer. You can only lead them to realise it's what they already want. Big difference. You see, a lot of beginners think high ticket sales is about pushing harder, pitching better, or maybe stacking more features and benefits. But really it's not. Buyers today are smarter than ever. They've seen every funnel, every ad, every fake promise. They're sceptical, they're guarded, and they can smell desperation from a mile away. But they're also more ready than ever to buy when the right person shows up. The person who knows how to control the conversation. The secret to this is understanding that high ticket sales, it's not a straight line. It's not about hammering someone with logical steps until they magically hand over their credit card details. No, it's a series of loops, tiny loops that you guide them through, dismantling their limiting beliefs, their doubts, their fears, and their desires, all one layer at a time. When you know how to guide that dance, you never feel like you're selling. You feel like you're helping people arrive at their own decision. And here's the key. The winners aren't the loudest, or the flashiest, or the most aggressive. They're the ones who can control the frame better, who dismantle limiting beliefs, and who position themselves subtly as the next obvious step. That's how I teach high ticket closing inside my one-to-one coaching program. Because when you master control and positioning, you stop chasing sales and you start attracting them to you. And in a second, I'm going to show you exactly how the structure works in 2025. Because the old school sales scripts, they've had their time, but they're dead now. This is a new era about precision, energy and emotional leadership. And if you don't learn it, you will be left behind. Okay, so let's talk about what really closes high ticket deals. Because it's not your logo, it's not your price, and it's not your limited time bonus. It's belief. You must build 3 core beliefs inside the mind of your prospect, or the sale will die, no matter how good your pitch is or how good your product is. Before they buy anything, they have to believe that your product or service can actually solve a real problem for them. Not just someday, but it needs to be now. You need to create high perceived value, meaning they don't just think it's good, they believe it's essential. A quick example for you, when I'm closing high ticket deals, I don't just describe what the program includes. I paint the picture of the before and after transformation. It's not, you'll get coaching calls and PDFs. It's, you'll never have to guess how to close again. You'll know exactly how to lead high ticket conversations to a yes every single time. Results over resources. Always. You are the product before the product is. If they don't trust you, they'll never trust what you're selling. And building belief in you comes down to 3 things. Sharpness. You must sound like you know what you're doing. Energy. You believe in what you're saying, and it clearly shows. And authority. You take control of the conversation, but without being aggressive or pushy. I tell my private coaching clients this all the time. In high-ticket sales, you're not asking for permission, you're leading the decision. Even if they like you and they like your offer, if they're skeptical of your company or your brand or your platform, then they'll bail. They'll give you an excuse and that's it, they are gone. So you need to anchor trust. And there's a few ways you can do it. You can mention your proven track record or results from previous clients. You can share a quick customer success story. And you can highlight the bigger vision that you're building. Even simple lines like, we've helped dozens of clients hit their first $10,000 a month. And this isn't theory. It's tested. It's a system that's already changing lives. Well, that's enough to create emotional certainty. So here's the checklist. They must believe in your product. They must believe in you. And they must believe in your company. Get all three of those aligned and closing becomes easy, even if you're closing on a high ticket product worth 10k or more. Now let's talk about what almost nobody teaches correctly. And that's the real psychology behind high ticket buying decisions. Most amateur salespeople think that closing is a straight line. You make the pitch, you handle the objections, and you close the deal. But that's wrong. Closing, it's a spiral. When someone first finds you, they're miles away from making a decision. At this point, they have doubts, they have fears, assumptions, objections, even if they never say them out loud. But every interaction you have with them, every piece of content, every message, every call intro, and every way you answer their silent concerns tightens that spiral. And the loop closes closer and closer towards a yes as their trust in you increases. Their trust, their certainty level, and urgency. This is why I call it the buyer's journey spiral, not the buyer's straight line. Okay, now let's look at where 99% of people blow it. And they blow it because they play defense instead of offense. They wait for objections like, I need to think about it, I'm not sure it's the right time, or I need to check with my partner. That's a really common one. And then they try to react to them in the moment. But that's a big mistake, because once someone says an objection out loud, it's then anchored in their brain. It's a defense mechanism. Instead, what you need to do, and this is what I teach to my one-to-one high-ticket closing clients, is you need to dismantle objections before they ever show up. You build your conversation so smoothly and so strategically that by the time they're at the point of the decision, their concerns have already been quietly neutralised. Their questions have already been answered, and their emotional buy-in is already locked in. So at this point, it doesn't feel like a close at all. It just feels inevitable. As a quick example, instead of waiting for someone to say, I don't have the time, you layer it in early by saying, most of the people I work with are busy entrepreneurs who didn't think that they had time at first. But they found that having the right system in place actually gave them hours back every week. Now, when they get to the end of the conversation, the objection never even gets triggered. That is how you close like a pro. And if you master this one shift from reacting to proactively tightening the sales spiral, you'll be miles ahead of 99% of closers online today. And the best part is, it's smooth, it's natural, and it does not feel pushy at all. You're simply guiding them through the decision that they already want to make, with certainty rather than pressure. Okay, now let's get tactical. Because when it comes to sales, whoever controls the frame controls the sale. If you walk into a high ticket conversation acting nervous, unsure or passive, then you've already lost. But control doesn't mean domination. It's not about being aggressive. It's about setting the pace, the tone, and the expectations right from the start. When you frame the interaction properly, people naturally follow your lead without you needing to push. So here's how you do it. First, open with authority and warmth. As an example, hey, really appreciate you making the time today. Here's how this is going to work. I'll ask you a few questions to understand where you're at, and if it looks like I can help, we'll talk about the next steps. Sound good? Notice the structure there? I set the agenda. I positioned myself as the guide, not a desperate salesperson, and I get a micro yes immediately. Sounds good? That small agreement, that shifts the power dynamic in my favour from the very first minute. Micro agreements work under the surface to keep the momentum flowing, but there's not time in this video to go too deep into that here. If you want to learn more about that, then fill out an application linked below for my one-to-one coaching. Okay, and the next step is to stay calm, stay certain, and remember that energy is everything. If you sound rushed, panicked, or overeager, then you'll spike their defences. But if you're calm, you're composed, and you're confident, then you transfer that energy to them. Because people don't just buy offers, they buy certainty. Your energy becomes their decision-making environment. It's important to lead every step without pressure. Remember, every conversation is a spiral. You're not wrestling objections, you're tightening loops with tone, with trust, and with simple guiding questions. Alright, now let's tie it all together. Because if you want to hit consistent 10k plus months selling high ticket offers this year, then you're going to need a real plan. So here's the exact roadmap I would follow. And it's what I coach my private clients on inside my high ticket closing program. Right, week 1 and week 2. This is where you need to build your offer to get crystal clear on not just what you're selling, but why someone would feel stupid to say no to it. Start by asking yourself, who am I really helping? What pain problems are they desperate to fix? And what is your solution to the fastest, clearest path to that outcome? Because if you can't answer those 3 questions with confidence, then you're not ready to sell anything. Magnetic offers pull attention. And when you get this right, your close rate triples before you even get on a call. Okay, now week 3 and week 4. This is where you turn interest into income. You don't need a fancy website or a 12-step funnel. You just need one clear, frictionless pathway. It's either a short, punchy opt-in page that leads straight to a booked call, or a DM strategy where conversation naturally leads into consultations. No tech headache, no marketing BS, just real people, real problems, and real solutions. Because speed here matters. The faster someone can go from curious to committed, the faster you close, and the easier it becomes to scale. This is where the amateurs fall off and the closers step up. In weeks 5 to 8, it's all about mastering your delivery. Not just about what you say, but how you say it. You need to know your script so well that it doesn't even sound like a script at all. Every word should land with clarity and confidence, because buyers can smell uncertainty from a mile off. And your tonality. Well, that's the real deal breaker. Get this wrong, and even the best offers fall flat. This is where my high ticket closing framework comes in. You'll learn how to dismantle objections before they even come up, how to guide conversations with ease so it never really feels like you're selling, and how to turn a 20-minute phone call into a where do I pay moment that feels natural and effortless. This is the skill that separates the pros from the pretenders. This is where the machine really starts running. Weeks 9 to 12 are all about one thing, and that's volume. You're now sharp, you've got the offer, you've got the system, you've got the confidence, and you've got the script to back it up. So now it's time to fill your calendar and start closing like clockwork. You want to aim for 10 to 15 qualified conversations per week. From that, you should close 2 to 3 high-ticket clients with no problem, no chasing, no convincing, just clean, confident conversions. If you're selling a 2k to 5k plus package, then you're clearing 8 to 12k per month in high-ticket income. Pure profit. And the best part is, once this system is in place, it becomes repeatable, predictable, and highly scalable. I've taught this to lots of people, and the majority of them have gone on to make a lot of money. The truth is, closing high-ticket deals online in 2025 isn't about being pushy. It's about becoming the calm, confident leader that people naturally choose to follow. And when you control the frame, you build belief, and you guide people through the buyer's journey the right way, then selling becomes easy, predictable, and professional. No begging, no convincing, just pure leadership. Now, if you're serious about mastering the skills that actually close high-ticket clients, and if you want to skip all the trial and error and just learn the full system that has made so many people rich, then check out the link in the description below to apply for my one-to-one high-ticket closing. Now, I only take on a few people at a time and spaces fill up fast, especially at the moment. So don't get left behind. Also, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notifications. It really helps me grow the channel, and it allows me to make more videos like this to help you guys win. I'll see you in the next video.